We got us a good lesson plan today. We're gonna let a few people we're gonna let y'all get in a little bit, but we're gonna wait for a minute. We're gonna go ahead and say a prayer over the meeting. We love you guys, so we're gonna go ahead and say the prayer. Let's go ahead to the Father, y'all. Dear Heavenly Father, we humbly come before your throne of grace, mercy, and majesty. We thank you for all the things that you do. Thank you for all the blessings that you bestow upon us. Thank you for letting us see things in a different light now. Thank you for not letting us march to the beat of this world and coming out of this world and following your ways, Father. All the right ways, the true ways, the way you've told us to do things. And we just pray that you'll be with this meeting, bless over it, watch each person that joins in. May a blessing be bestowed upon them. If just for that one person that can hear it, let it fall on the right ears. And we just give you the praise and we give you all the glory. And the church, the Hamashiach, the Kodashim, says amen and amen.
Amen, amen, amen.
All right. We got a couple of guests on. Drop us in the inbox. Let us know who's watching. We love you guys, and we just thank you. We're gonna be doing the tithe today, the true way the tithe is supposed to be done, not the way the wicked cesspool church tells us the business model that they got running the show. You know, it irritates me to no ends to sit there and watch a church say, hey, we're going to have a drive this weekend. We're going to do a book bag drive or whatever it may be. And they want you to bring the book bags instead of with the $900,000 they got sitting in the bank and want you to bring it. Really? That's not how Father wants it. And I'm going to prove it today. So this is going to be beneficial to a lot of folks. So it's right here in his word. Hey, Tim, did you get in there and look over there in Leviticus?
I did not, no.
Leviticus 27.
That's what it's saying.
Yeah, 30 through 34 is the main meat of it. It tells you exactly how, and then there's other places. Hey, Jane, we love y'all up there. Get old Cantankerous Mule out of bed. Make sure he's watching. I want to see his name come across the bottom. We love y'all. We love y'all like a fat kid loves chocolate cake.
You know I love some chocolate cake.
Yeah, I love some chocolate cake. Not much. I'd rather have a salad.
Oh, y'all, we telling stories.
I would really. I'd rather have the vegetables. Yeah, we're going to be doing the tithes again today, guys. So we're going to start. We're going to start in Genesis. We're going to look in Genesis because I want you guys to see where the tithe first came out. Everybody says, "Well, that's Moses." That's Moses' law. No, it's not Moses' law because it happened way before Moses even came along. Just like the clean animals, what you can eat and what you can't eat. Hello, Uncle Snacks. Happy Shabbat. Shalom. All right, Low Gangs or Gans, how you doing? I don't think I've ever seen you here before, but welcome. Go ahead and subscribe and let's share the message. But we're going to be over here in Genesis. I'm going to take you guys to Genesis chapter 14, verse 18 through 20. I want to read these to you. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of Elion. A lot of people think that Melchizedek, see, nobody knows anything about this guy, but I believe, and not just me, but a lot of people think that was actually Yahushua HaMashiach as the high priest, because he's the high priest and he's our high priest. So you got to take that with however you want to take it. Hello, Walking Tall, nice to see you. But anyways, and he blessed him and said, blessed be Abram of Elon, possessor of heaven and earth. See, he's getting a blessing straight from Melchizedek to Abram, and it's coming from, he tells you right here, Elion, that's the Father. That's where it's coming from. And possessor of heaven and earth. And blessed be Elion, which has delivered your enemies into your hand, and he gave him tithes of all. See, he tithes. That's the first time we hear the word tithe. And we're even going to show you where it was a tenth. How we supposed to tithe. You know, I learned a lot myself just by going through this, but that was the first time the tithe was ever mentioned. And now we're going to go over to Genesis 28. Go over to chapter 28 in Genesis. We're going to do 20 and 21 and 22 here. And we're going to keep it going. See, this is the very first book, Bereshit, the very first book of the Word. And you're already learning about the tithe. And you learned about the clean animals. See, that was way before Moses, way before him. And it says, and Yaakov vowed a vow, saying, if Elohim will be with me and will guard me in this way that I go, and will give me bread to eat and raiment to put on, so that I come again to my father's house in peace, then shall Yahuwah be my Elohim. And this stone which I have set for a pillar shall be Elohim's house. And of all that you shall give me, I will surely give the 10th to you. Anything, and it's not just willy-nilly 10th, it's the best of your whole, whatever it may be. It's the best. Anything. You give him the first, that's why it's called first fruits.
If you go back over where Cain and Abel gave, that's
Cain
the
and Abel.
reason.
Right there in the
because
garden.
They didn't give what they were supposed.
See, we could have,
Cain didn't.
yeah, we could have went back there to that, but he was given a tithe there. One was the meats and one was the from the land from Cain. And his wasn't suitable because Cain obviously didn't give him the better tenth.
He didn't.
That was being greedy.
It says so.
That story is also in Jasher.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yes.
I'm listening to it every day.
All right, Patty, I'm gonna give you Matthew 23:23. Robin, you take Luke 18:12, and then Tim, you can take Hebrews 7:5 through 10.
You want me to do Luke 18:12?
Did you know that guys out there listening, there's only, hey Rick, nice to see you. Who's looking through the window at you, huh? Yeah. Well, hopefully it's the Father looking through the windows of heaven. That's who's looking at me. Hope he's looking at you too, brother.
Was somebody out there?
No.
Oh, read what?
We got, I want to tell you a little nugget. The tithe was only used 3 times in the New Testament. How about that? And guess what it was? It wasn't for tithing. It was for critiquing the Pharisees, and it was that they would do things shady, as because like I said, Messiah uses it for historical facts about the way the Jewish people were supposed to do it. And he was critiquing them and telling them that they're doing it wrong. Go ahead and read Matthew 23:23. Read it loud and proud. Listen to this.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Okay,
That's
woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites!
Ooh.
For you pay tithe of mint and anise
Anise, that's a nice spice.
and cumin, and have omitted the weightier
Yeah.
matters of the Torah, judgment, mercy, and faith.
See?
These ought ye have done, and not to leave the other undone.
See, look, that he just smacked them right in the mouth. I mean, and did it with eloquence. Look, you all about bringing the 10th in, but what is it? And it's right over there in Leviticus. He tells you in Leviticus chapter 17 he even it's magnified there, but he redone it. Messiah did when he came, to love the Father with all your heart, your mind, and your soul, and to love your neighbor as yourself. If you pounding them over the head with the law, telling them you got to have this amount, you got to do that, and forgetting the weightier, the meatier substance about loving them and trying to help them, they want to cast them into prison, debtor's prison, or what have you. And see, that's what Messiah's talking about. He's criticizing. He's telling them, you can't do this, you hypocrite. He called him a hypocrite. Mm-hmm. You hypocrite. Now, let me ask y'all this. Never mind, I'll wait. I'll ask this in a minute. Go ahead and read Luke 18 and 12.
That's mine, right?
Yeah.
Luke 18.
And again, guys, Matthew 23:23 and Luke 18:12 and Hebrews 7 verses 5 through 10. The only 3 times that the tithe is mentioned in the New Testament. But what do we got all these wolves in sheep's clothing standing up behind a pulpit doing every Sunday?
Bring it into the storehouse.
Yeah, that ain't a storehouse. Go ahead.
I fast twice in the Sabbath. I give tithes of all that I possess.
All that I possess.
That don't mean just material.
It don't mean, see, the church will have you think it's money.
It's not.
A tithe, man, you're going to learn in Leviticus what is a tithe. It's anything that you possess. He just said it. Anything that I possess, I do. And he fasts twice on the Sabbath. It's that critical thinking hat that you have to put on. You got all these pastors going to these seminaries, and they're telling you that, oh, you got to tithe. See, they don't know the word of God. Yahuwah. What are they learning there? They're learning the ways of the world. They're learning for their JC, or, that's who they're learning this for. It's wrong. It's hypocritical. It's disgusting. Go ahead and read Hebrews 7, verses 5 through 10. And let's see what's said over there.
And truly they are the sons of Levi who receive the office of the priesthood, have a commandment to take tithes of the people according to the statute, that is, of their brethren, though they come out of the loins of Abraham. But he whose descent is not counted from their received tithes of Abraham, and blessed him that had the promises. And without all the contradictions, the less is blessed of the better. And here men that die receive tithes, but there he receives them, of whom it is witness that he lives. And as I may so say, Levi also who received tithes, paid tithes in Abraham, for he was yet in the loins of his father when Melchizedek
Yeah.
met him.
That's the high priest. That's I believe with all my heart that's Messiah. He was because he's our high priest now, and he was their high priest back then. He just had a different name, Melchizedek. Nothing's ever mentioned about Melchizedek other than he was the high priest at Salem, and Abraham paid tithes and honor to him. What are we doing? Are we paying tithes and honor to our Messiah? Look here, we're going to learn today over there in the Old Testament. See, that's why I wanted you guys to hear those 3 passages. The only time, and he was rebuking them. And 2 of them was from Messiah and 1 was from Paul. He was rebuking these Pharisees because they were the letter of the law. That's not, Tim just read, he prefers sacrifice. He prefers mercy over sacrifice. Well, how do you think that's to the letter of the law? It's not. See, people say, you can't follow the law. Yeah, you can follow it. You don't have to break it. Remember, if you're living in the commandments, that means you're above them. You're elevated. You're not breaking them. He tells us in Galatians 5 and verse 22 through 25 how to live in the Spirit. Remember, we have to worship in truth and in spirit. And remember, John tells us if you say you love Yahuwah, and you keep not his commandments, the truth ain't in you. So how can you tell me that he's honoring you if you're outside of Kodesh? He's not. He says he laughs at you. I didn't write these words. He did. But it's up to us to put our thinking caps on and to study to show ourselves approved. That's how simple it is. That's exactly what we have to do. And these tithes that these churches are telling you to bring in, let's go on. Let's come over here I'm going to go to Numbers. Look. The book of Numbers in this chapter 18, and Deuteronomy chapter 14, this is the outline of the tithe system, how it's supposed to work. And guess what it ain't? It ain't rocket science. A rhesus monkey can figure this out. That's all you have to do is put your thinking hats on.
And study.
And study it, and you'll see.
You have to get into the word.
He didn't say, just go give. I want to read this to you guys here. I'm in Leviticus right now.
Oh, you gonna do Leviticus?
I'm over here in Leviticus. This is the law. This is the book of Leviticus, and we're in chapter number 27. We're going to do verses 30 through 34. I'm going to read this to you and listen to this. You have to put on your thinking hats and open up your ears so you can hear what this says. It says, "And all the tithe of the land, whether of seed or of the land or of the fruit of the trees, it's Yahuwah's. It is holy to Yahuwah. And if a man will eat at all redeem any of his tithes, if a man will at all redeem any of his tithes, he shall add thereunto the fifth part thereof." That's from the fields. Did he say a tenth there?
No, he said
He said a fifth part. So that takes me back and makes me wonder about Cain. When he offered up, he only had to give a fifth, more than likely. I'm not saying that's the case, but when I read this and you get your thinking caps on, you would say, well, he was giving him the vegetables out of the ground, because that's what he did. He was a farmer. Mm-hmm. Did he give him a tenth? It says right here, a fifth, to give him a fifth. Now, let's go on and see what it says. "And if a man will at all redeem any of his tithes," okay, let's go to 32. "And concerning the tithe of the herd or of the flock, even of whatsoever passes under the rod, the tenth shall be holy to Yahuwah." The tenth of the livestock.
Right.
Do y'all see?
Right.
Now, do you hear this in the cesspool? The Sun God Day. The churches on Sunday. Do y'all hear this in there? Do you ever hear them say, "Hey, bring a tenth of your fruit"? Because I know, Patty, you do animals. You got animals. Do you hear them? Did they ever tell you to bring a tenth of your? No, they didn't. What do they tell you to bring a tenth of? Your bank account. That's all they want. They don't care nothing about you. They just care about them greenbacks. That's all they care about.
Come in and bring a copy of what you make.
Yeah, I need a copy of your 10 W-2s and your 1030s and the I-99s and the I-85s, whatever it is. And listen, and then they say, "He shall not search whether it is good or bad, neither shall he change it. And if he changes it at all, then both it and the change thereof shall be holy. It shall not be redeemed. These are the commandments which Yahuwah commanded Moses for the children of Israel at Mount Sinai." Now, does that sound like the church? Does it? Mm-mm. Anybody out there in TikTok land or Facebook land or wherever we at? YouTube land? Does that sound like your church that you go to on a Sunday? No, it don't, because they don't follow his ways. They don't follow his will. They don't follow nothing about this word, because they are wolves in sheep's clothing. That's what they are. It's like I said earlier. They want you to do a drive, whether it's for canned good drive, but they want you to bring it all in. And the $900,000 that they got in the bank still sitting in the bank. The preacher's still driving a yellow red Corvette. Yeah, he's living in a 10-bedroom house. Is that, and wearing a $5,000 suit?
Yeah, but there's people living under the bridge,
and there's people down the road. And won't let them in and won't help them.
Right.
It's crazy.
The churches preach from Malachi 3:10 to bring a tenth into the storehouse.
The storehouse. Guess what? The storehouse ain't. It ain't the church.
The church, but that's the verse that they preach from.
That's the only one they know.
That's the only.
Yep. They won't come over here to Levi, the Leviticus, where the law is written. And listen, it gets even better. We're going to outline it over here in Numbers. Numbers outline, Chronicles outline it, but I didn't write Chronicles down, but it's all through the word. I want y'all to get into it and study it. Don't just take my word for it. Mm-hmm. I'm showing you where it's at partly, but I want y'all to get into the word and find the other ones.
I'm sure that there's books that were left out that have it in there.
Oh, there is. I just didn't write them all down.
But
now,
if a pastor preaches on tithing, that's the only single verse that he pulls out.
A tenth to the storehouse.
Is Malachi 3:10.
Read it to us so we can understand.
Malachi 3:10.
Yeah, let's go to it. Hold on.
Oh, you ain't got it pulled up? I'm sorry. I put you on the spot, didn't I?
That's all right. We didn't even read it.
Now, Tim, what I'm fixing to read now, you were talking about it last time you were here. About after we done closed we're talking about the tithe.
Read it.
Malachi 3:10, bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in my house, and prove me now herewith, says Yahuwah, if I will not open the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing,
Now,
there shall not be room enough to receive
see
it.
there? Now, can you eat coins? Can you eat gold? Can you eat paper money?
No.
He says meat. He says to bring the meats. Look, you tithe, they tithe with seeds. They tithe with animals. They even used the shekels, the monies, whatever they had. If you was, okay, let's say that you're, Tim, let's say that you do motors. You build motors and you sell motors. Well, guess what? The father wants one of your motors. He wants 1/10 of them. So you're going to give him the best ones you got. You're going to bring them to the storehouse, which ain't the church, and you're going to give him your best motors because he's going to put it to use somewhere else where he wants it. Patty, let's say you are an egg farmer. Well, guess what? You're going to pick out the 10th of the most precious eggs that you got from your prized possession birds. You're going to bring him 1/10 of it. That's how it works. Robin, you do hair. Well, can you tithe hair? No, but you can tithe 10% of your job and do somebody's hair that needs it.
Right.
I mean, or the money that you make, you can take the money and give them the 10th into the storehouse. Now, here's what happens when it's in the storehouse. You got to remember that the Levites did not get any inheritance. They didn't get no land.
Yep.
So when you bring a tent, think about this: all the people of the land that are Yashriel and Judah back then, or just Israel back then. There's millions of them. Everybody's got to give 1/10 of what they do. They bring it all to the storehouse. What do you think that's going to be? That's kind of like a food bank right now that we would call a food bank. Guess what they do? The Levites, remember, they didn't get any land because Yahuwah became their inheritance. So guess what Yahuwah did in return for them? What?
Uncle Snack said we don't have a storehouse, do we?
No, we don't. We don't have a storehouse. We don't. So, because Israel, the northern kingdom of Israel, has been scattered to the four corners of the earth. I'm going to show you over there I got two more places in the New Testament. I'm going to show you what Messiah says. See, you got to prove all things with Scripture.
Yes.
And I'm telling you guys today that the way the church does it is abominable. It's disgusting. It does not go by this word right here. You take all things to the word, all things. If you can't find it in the word, well, then it's okay. But if you can find it and it says don't do this or don't do it this way, well, guess what? This is the right way, not the way they tell you, the way you've been taught. Now, you bring all that to the food house, and the Levites did not get any possessions. They didn't get no land. So all the 10th. Now imagine 1/10 from everybody and bring it to the storehouse. That's going to be a lot of stuff. Guess what the Father does for his priesthood? He gives them 1/10 of what comes into the storehouse.
1/10 of a 10.
And it's right here.
Yep.
I'm going to show you where it's right here.
Which one you in?
I'm in Numbers right now. Numbers chapter 18. I'm going to read this to you. And it proves every word I'm telling you. I'm afraid of the Almighty. I'm afraid of Yahuwah. I'm afraid to tell y'all something that ain't true. That's why I'm telling you what he says, not what I think or how I do it. I'm telling you what he says. And the way the church is today, get out of that wicked place, man. Do not step foot. Look, they're breaking it, the first 4 commandments right out of the rip by being there on Sunday. That's not his day. That's not Father's Day at all. He rested on the 7th, not the 1st. You got a cross up there in the front of the church. You just broke the 3rd commandment. Thou shalt have no graven images. Nothing. He says no likeness to nothing in heaven, on earth, under the water, nothing. He wants your faith in him. That's it. That's all. That's all you got to do. It's real simple. It's not hard once you start thinking about it. And trust me, I've been where a lot of people are right now, wondering and worried. Oh man, I can't do that because I've been taught. See, that's the problem I had. We was taught.
Yes.
Instead of being
Instead
taught.
of seeking. Instead
and
of
searching.
Seeking. Yes.
Now listen to what I'm saying right here. What I'm reading. This is concerning the tithe. This is Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and it goes. And this is a lot. I got a lot. This goes through to verse 28, 21 through 28. And behold, I have given the children of Levi all the tenth in Yashua. You hear what I just get through telling y'all? He gives them what? Because they didn't have an
A
inheritance.
tenth of a tenth.
He gives them the tenth of everybody's tenth of all of Israel.
That's brought in.
That's brought in. And the inheritance for their service which they serve. Even the service of the tabernacle of the assembly. That is what we call a church nowadays. But it's the assembly, the tabernacle. Now, neither must the children of Yashua henceforth come nigh the tabernacle of the assembly, lest they bear sin and die. See, you come there and you come there if you got sin, and guess what you do? You paid an offering. How about that? A tithe. You bring something. That's what we did. That's what they did. And it says, the Levites shall do the service of the tabernacle of the assembly, and they shall bear their iniquity. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations. Well, guess what? Do we know who the Levites are right now?
No.
No, we don't. Why? Patty, why don't we know who the Levites are?
Because they've been scattered.
God, they've been scattered. We know Judah. We know who Judah is, and we know Ephraim. But the rest of them, we don't know. And guess what Messiah tells us to do? See, Judah's supposed to be doing it right now, but they ain't doing it. They're going to get whacked for it too. We're supposed to be searching.
Lost house of Israel.
We supposed to be searching for the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
And they coming home.
And it's coming. We getting a lot of them coming in. I'm telling you, they coming in droves now. Praise Yahuwah. Now listen to what and it says a statute forever throughout your generations, that among the children of Yashua they have no inheritance. The Levites have no inheritance. I just told you that. He says it right here. Their inheritance is Yahuwah. But the tithes of the children of Yashua, which they offer as a heave offering to Yahuwah. Now, what does heave mean?
Heave means it's an offering that they raise up and it's lowered.
But it's a meat sacrifice. It's usually the breast or the thigh.
Really?
Uh-huh.
See, it didn't
It's
say
usually the
that.
breast meat or thigh that's going to be of any animal.
The animals, is it clean
And this is what they
animals?
do. You do think they're going to offer an unclean animal?
Well,
Listen, and this is how they get their tenth out of that. Look, if they kill, let's say, I'm sure, I don't know what you'd call the breast of a cow, but,
you wouldn't eat that.
or anyways, what they did was the heave goes like this. You take it, you raise it up, they're heaving it up, their tenth, and they're consecrating it. The Father is consecrating it for them.
Oh,
That's the heave. And then they can eat it.
oh.
The rest of
Then it
it
would
is
be.
a burnt sacrifice. That's how it was
him?
done to him. That's how he got his. It'd be sacrificed.
So is a heave and a sacrifice the same thing or different?
No, a heave is where they heaving it up, consecrating it so they can eat it. He
Making
blesses it.
Yeah, bless
They
it.
take it and eat. The
So-
rest of
So
the
it's
animal
sacrifice.
is the sacrifice.
Because they had to.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
right. And you can, hey, I'm pretty sure a cow thigh is
Yeah.
pretty heavy.
Yeah.
It might take a couple of them, or chicken, whatever, turkey. They can do that, but that's how they did it. And all the seed that comes, so think about the seed that came in. They got a tenth of it. All the oils that came in, they got a tenth of it. All the vegetables.
But was the meat the only thing for the heave offering?
Well, that's all I read for the heave offering was, but I'm pretty sure they had to.
I mean, I'm sure it had to be
It
blessed.
has, yeah, it has to. Now that
Babu.
I didn't delve into all that. I'm
Right.
just telling you what it says. Right,
It's
'cause-
just a question.
yeah, I'm just doing what it's written here, where they heaved it up to him. Hey, we give it thanks. He blesses it. They take it, and their families can eat. That's their 10. So, and you're supposed to be giving. It says the widows and the orphans that they were being taken.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure their widowers were included in there too. The men that were older and elderly. And see, that was the Levitical priesthood doing this job. That's loving your brother, your neighbor as yourself. You helping them. That's what he's over there in those 3 verses that we read in the New Testament. You read one, she read one, and you read one. See, they missed it. They want to beat you over the head with the law and not have mercy. And he prefers mercy over sacrifice. See, you won't get this in the church. They don't teach it the way it's supposed to be taught. It's just, it's sickening that, but see, that's the enemy for you. They're going to lead, he wants to lead you astray. He tells truths, but twists them and takes from and adds to. What's the word tell you not to do? Add to or take from. You ain't supposed to do it. But yet every sun god day over there, Nimrod, Tammuz, and Semiramis, they do it all the time. They bow to a cross. They put up a pagan Christmas tree. Peter Rabbit be running around with little Easter eggs on Easter. It's all abomination. And
Ishtar.
And it's all the Ishtar. But see, people won't listen to that because they've been taught. See, I was one of them.
They look at you like you.
They look at you, yes.
Heads.
Okay, now I have given to the Levites to inherit. Therefore, I have said to them, among the children of Yashriel, they shall have no inheritance. See, they didn't get an inheritance. Listen what he goes on and says. And Yahuwah spoke to Moses, saying, thus speak to the Levites. Listen what he says. Thus speak to the Levites and say to them, when you take of the children of Yashriel the tithes, which I have given you from them for your inheritance, offering of it for Yahuwah, even a 10th part of the tithe. See, they're getting a 10th part of everything that Israel brings in. And this your heave offering shall be reckoned to you as though it were the grain of the threshing floor and of the fullness of the winepress. Thus you also shall offer a heave offering. See, there you go. You gotta have a heave offering for the other stuff.
Yeah.
So that answers your question.
That's the question.
And it says, thus you also shall offer a heave offering to Yahuwah all of your tithes, which you receive of the children of Yashua, and you shall give thereof Yahuwah's heave offering to Aaron the priest. That's cut and dry. That's how simple it is. That's how simple it is. Now let's go over to Deuteronomy. This is outlining how the tithe works again. But as I said before, the wicked cesspool church, I mean the first frozen chosen down, I mean the First Baptist or wherever you might go, they ain't gonna tell you this. Now we're gonna do this is chapter 14 from 22 to 28 or 29. Ain't it funny how all this stuff is in the same like chapter 14? 22 through, look at it's almost like it's been programmed that way.
Yeah.
It's pretty close. Now listen to this. You shall truly tithe all the increase of your seed that the field brings forth year by year, and you shall eat thereof Yahuwah Elohkai in the place which he shall choose to place his name there, and tithe of your grain and of your wine and of your oil, firstlings of your herds and of your flocks, and you may learn to fear Yahuwah Elohaka always. Fear him.
That means be reverent.
Did you hear everything that you're supposed to give a tenth of? Did y'all hear that? So you got herders, you got winemakers, whatever you did back then, you gave them a tenth of whatever it was you did. It ain't rocket science. Is that rocket science? Is that really simple? Is that self-explanatory? It is, ain't it? I think it is. I mean, when you're thinking critically, you can see it. And once you see it, guess what you can't do?
Unsee
You
it.
can't unsee it. It's there. Now, and it says, and if the way be too long for you, so that you are not able to carry it, or if the place be too far for you, which Yahuwah Elohaka shall choose to set his name there, when Yahuwah Elohaka has blessed you, then you shall turn it into money. See, this is where the church is going to try to throw you a monkey wrench. You turn it into money. You sell it.
Oh,
Do you see what I'm saying?
read the next one though.
That's if you're too far to carry your stuff. Remember, he sets up his temple in a place. And if you live 300 miles from where you have to be, guess what? You're going to bring it to the temple or to the house, to the storehouse, but it's going to be money this time because you probably ain't going to make it 300 miles with all that
Well,
stuff.
let's know what it says.
I'm fixing to read it.
Right.
And it says, then shall you turn it into money and bind up the money in your hand, and shall go to the place which Yahuwah Elohaka shall choose,
Shall
and you shall
choose.
bestow that money for whatsoever your soul lusts after, for oxen, for sheep, or for wine, and for your strong drink, or for whatsoever your soul desires, and you shall eat there before Yahuwah. See, he's giving it back to you. Remember, like Malachi said, you cannot outgive him.
Dang.
You can't do it. He's taking his tithe, but you're gonna be fed when you get there to the place where he chooses to set up. See how his economy works. It ain't nothing like this economy we live in. Tell me where you can go and do this. You can't. And it's amazing what he tells us if we just read.
What does the strong drink mean?
That can mean you got different people that'll fight you over that. It can mean liquor, but
And the lust.
that's not lust like we've been taught. You can lust after something. That's called. Look, I think that shouldn't be worded like that. But who am I?
That's surprising. That's
Yeah,
I mean,
I think what he's talking about is your heart's desire.
Yeah, I don't think it means
Because if you lust after, lust can be. To me, it's like breaking one of the commandments, I think, because he says, thou shalt not covet. He says, thou shalt not covet your neighbor's wife or anything that he has. That means you want it. But see, there's other things that don't belong to people, he's going to give you your desires. Like, I just want a boat. I don't care about his boat because I want that boat. And I just want, or I just want to be fed good. You can lust after these things.
Yeah.
yeah.
But not from somebody else. Like if you got one, I don't want yours. I don't want nothing because it's yours. That's what that commandment. Don't covet something.
And I'm
like that.
happy for anybody else.
Yes,
that
if they
has
got
that.
it,
I clap
man,
loud for them.
yes.
If I don't have, I'm happy for you.
A
Now,
lot of people aren't.
No.
and he said, you shall eat thereof. Yahuwah. See, he's talking about, he's going to give you the wine. He's going to give you food. He's giving you these things. And that's what I think he's talking about. The lust, your desires to eat good, to drink and be merry.
Yeah, because it goes on to say that.
It does. Keep on going.
But it says,
And it says,
whatsoever
and
your
you
soul
shall
desires.
rejoice, you and your household, and the Levites that is within your gates, you shall not forsake him, for he is no part nor inheritance with you. Look, you've got, the Levites don't get none of that. They just get the tenth that comes in because he's their inheritance. They have to, and see, but he's doing the same for them
that
as he
would
is
do
for them.
yeah.
They got land. They have to go work the fields. The Levites didn't.
They were the little.
They took
priests.
care
They
of
were
the,
priesthood.
yes, they did everything to do with the temple, to the tabernacle. That's what they did. That was their job. It's a wild how his economy works. I love it. And that's the way he wanted it to be now. And it's not like this.
I was gonna say, I wish it was now.
Man, because look, they didn't have to work. Look, I'm pretty sure there was people like the orphans that were, parentless. And then you got the old men that their wives have died, or the women that their husband have died that can't do these things. That's why it was up to them to take care of these people. It says it. You got to give it to them. And give merrily. If you're going to give begrudgingly, you might as well not even be giving. Because your blessing, you ain't getting the blessing. But let's keep
And
on.
don't have the camera on you saying, here,
Yeah,
I'm
me.
giving.
Look, and he says that here, at the end of 3 years, you shall bring forth all the tithe of your increase the same year, and shall lay it up within your gates. And see, I'm not certain on this, guys. It's at the end of 3 years, is that when they bring the tithe? Or you store it up? See, I don't know if that's what he's talking about, but he says at the end of 3 years. So it sounds like to me that you didn't. Are you tithing every harvest? Are you storing it up? Because some stuff you can't store. Back in those days, you couldn't store.
I guess you would store what you could. It's what it sounds like. At the end of 3 years, you shall bring forth all
The increase.
tithe of your increase the same year.
Maybe it could also be that everything that you make in that third year, you take it to the storehouse because you've had the other 2 years.
Not.
Yeah, so I have to do some more digging on that, guys. But we'll get to the bottom of it. And it says, it says, At the end of if the tithe of your increase the same year, and ye shall lay it up within your gates. And the Levi, because he has no part nor inheritance with you, and the stranger and the fatherless and the widow are which are within your gates shall come and shall. Oh, I see what he's doing. You're putting the 10th into the gate where anybody that can't, like the widow, that's what he's talking about.
They can come by and
That's
get
how.
it.
Yep.
Yep.
Kind of like going by the soup kitchen or the
Yes.
or the food bank.
But
You
this
put it
just
in that
might be
gate.
somebody that's passing through.
Anybody that the fault. See, that's how it works. That's pretty good.
Like you do your eggs, except they do. Yeah.
And shall eat and be satisfied, that Yahuwah Elohai may bless you in all the work of your hand which you do. So he's going to bless you.
Baruch you.
He's going to Baruch Hababashan. Amen. The glory to the Most High. I'm telling you, he's awesome. All right, guys, that's the nutshell of the tithe, how it's supposed to work. Now we're going to come over here. I'm bringing you to the Gospel of Matthew. First, I'm going to go over here to Luke. We're going into Luke. I'm going to read Luke to you, chapter 10, starting at verse number 2. Now, y'all going to say, what's this got to do with tithe? I'm going to show you. It says, therefore he said to them, the harvest is truly great, but the laborers are few. Pray therefore to El Yahuwah of the harvest, that he would send laborers into the harvest. Go your ways. Behold, I send you forth as lambs among wolves. Carry neither purse nor script, nor shoes, and salute no man by the way. And into whatsoever house you enter, first say, peace to this house. And if the son of the peace is there, your peace shall rest upon it. If not, it shall turn to you again, and in the same house remain, eating and drinking such things as they give. For the labor is worthy of his hire. Do not go from house to house, and into whatsoever city you enter, and they receive you, eat such things as they are set before you, and heal the sick, and therein, and say to them, the kingdom of Elohim is come nigh to you. But into whosoever city you enter, and they receive you not, go your ways out into the streets of the same, and say, even the very dust of your city which cleaves on us, we do wipe off against you. Notwithstanding, to be sure of this, the kingdom of Elohim is come nigh to you. Now, what is he talking about here? How can that be a tithe? Remember, this is what the church does. Messiah told you, right here's the one thing I want you guys to focus in on. He says, in verse number 4, carry neither purse nor script. What does that mean?
Your money.
Purse is for the money. What's the script?
Script is a writing. Or
Yeah.
Nah, see, that's what I was thinking.
Script. I don't know.
It's
man.
not. A script is a small bag or wallet for food or other necessities.
Oh.
It's like a luggage, a suitcase. So what did he tell you not to do?
Don't carry it with you.
Don't take this with you and don't take that with you. Why?
To where?
Anywhere. He says he sends them out among
Because he'll
sheep,
provide.
among wolf.
There
Faith.
you go, because he'll provide.
Remember to love thy neighbor. That's a commandment.
Yes.
He magnified that. To love thy neighbor as thyself. He says, I'm sending you out as sheep among wolves.
Wow.
But take nothing with you. And don't even take your shoes.
Wow.
How about that? Let me make sure that's right.
Yep, it says it.
Yeah, and it's nor script nor shoes. Because guess what? He's going to provide it.
You talking about going out without a wallet or a purse or anything?
Anyway.
Nothing. This is going out preaching the word.
That's stepping out on his faith.
That's teaching the word. That's what he's wanting to see a disciple's call to teach and preach his gospel.
Do you know what my mom used to say? She said, surely, is what she used to say, surely he takes care of the birds. Why would he not take care of you?
That's right. And the flowers in the field, the lilies
toil not.
they toil not.
It says that. It's in
Now,
the word.
let's go over here to Matthew chapter 10. This is one I want. And ain't it funny how it's in Matthew 10, Luke 10, versus Matthew is over there. It's verse 6 through 14. It's so similar to Luke over there in chapter 10. It's amazing. Listen to what he says in verse number 6 of Matthew chapter 10. See, okay, back over to Luke before I get stopped. You see how he says if you come to someone's house to pray peace over it, that it's there, and then you go in, guess what he's getting? They're getting food, they're eating, and they're having a place to lay their head. That household is giving these things to this person. Now, if you go in and they receive you not, you dust your feet.
Because he'll provide it somewhere else.
That's right. Now listen to this. But go rather to the lost sheep. Tim, remember I said earlier about the house of Israel, they got scattered? And what's Messiah telling them right here? In the very first, that verse 6, he says, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. He knew they were scattered.
Yes. He's looking for
He's
them.
looking for his lost sheep.
Scott, read what
That's what
Paul said too.
Does the Son of Peace be there mean if they believe in Yahoo? Yes, that's exactly what it means. If Yahusha rests there at that house, then you stay. If it don't, you move on. That's exactly what it. Good question. And it says, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. As you go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Man, I got the Ruach all over me. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out demons. See, he's telling us to do these things, and greater things we shall do in his name once he leaves. Now, people say, well, you can't raise up somebody from dead. Why? Paul did it. Didn't Peter do it? Yahusha did it.
Yahuwah did it. He
Yeah.
raised them up.
Look, even Elijah did it.
And he said, I leave you my authority.
That's what he said. Now, could that also represent, remember when Messiah says, the guy comes up and says, hey, spare me so I can go bury my dad. He said, let the dead bury their dead. Think about that. Let the dead bury their dead.
It means that they're
spiritually dead. You can raise that dead too by teaching somebody the truth, the way, and the life. Their spirit now, once they accept it, come into the covenant of promise, they have new life. Remember, the old is gone. And that's the mercy. He prefers mercy over sacrifice. He's wonderful. And once you start getting in and seeing these things, the better off we're going to be. Now, let's go. It says, provide neither gold, okay, cast out freely, okay, demon, freely you have received, freely give. When you receive freely, what's he saying? Give freely.
Yes.
Give it back. That's his mercies. That is loving your neighbor as yourself. And what did Messiah do? He magnified, they asked him, they said, Messiah, Master, Rabbi, Rabboni, what's the greatest commandment? They was like trying to test him, I guess. Mm-hmm. He says, to love thy father with all thy heart, thy mind, and thy soul. And the second one is like the first one, to love your neighbor as yourself. Wow.
What you would want done to you, do to them.
That's right. How about that? And that's what he's telling. We just got through right there telling them, if they give freely, you give freely. If you receive freely, give freely. That's loving your brothers, and that's loving your sisters. It's real simple, ain't it, guys? And it says, provide neither gold nor silver nor brass in your purses. He's telling you again, don't take your wallet.
Don't carry that in your
Don't
wallet.
carry it. He's not telling us right now. He's talking about if we go out to preach his word, don't take none of that stuff because he's going to give it to you. But there's coming a time where we're going to have to do this again, and we're going to be rounded up. It's coming. But see, people don't want to think like that. He tells you not to even go, look, don't even come off your housetop to go back and get your clothes. Don't do it. Go.
Basically, he's saying to have faith.
That's right. He'll take care of you. And it says, nor script for your journey. Don't worry about it. Look, this is what I think about our sister that just left. I think that to me, I see her. I see this in her.
Yes, this is.
I see this, and that's because she doesn't have a lot, but she trusts Father wholeheartedly. And
I
that's
mean, give up material things.
give up,
and-
yes. That's what we have to be willing to do. It's amazing how he'll give these revelations to us if we just seek it. You know, I've looked at this in a whole different light since I've been reading it this morning. It's amazing what he does and shows to you if you just had that faith. Listen, he says, no script for your journey, neither two tunics. That means clothes. Don't even take your clothes. And neither shoes nor yet staves. That's your staff. Don't take none of that. For the workman is worthy of his food. What does he think he means by that? The workman is, he told us earlier that if you go to a house, that to eat if they're giving it to you because he's worthy of his hire.
Yeah.
He's telling you again, right here, what's he telling us? He's just reiterating it.
Yes.
If you're doing his work, you're worthy of his hire. He's going to feed you. He's going to give it back to you. Don't take your shoes. Don't take a tunic or two of them. Just take what you got on. Don't even take your staff because guess what? You're going to pick one up along the way as you're eating. You probably get one out of somebody's house
Yeah.
that they give to you. And then you can turn around and give that stay to somebody else because you're going to get another one down the road. You probably get a better one because you can't outgive him. That's what he's saying here. And it says, and into whatsoever city nor town you shall enter, inquire who in it is worthy. Where's the mishpach at? Where's the kodashim? Inquire, and there abide till you go thence. And when you come into a house, salute it. Bless over it. Make sure Yahusha's there, in there spiritually. The Ruach, it's there.
And it tells you to leave if you ain't there. Right?
And we're getting to that. Listen, he says, and he goes, and let your peace return to you, and whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, just like Luke said, but Luke didn't say it as more throat punchy than Matthew's saying it. He's right here. This is no filter right here. Matthew's saying it without a filter. He's saying, if they receive you not your words when you depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. Sodom and Gomorrah, it says right up here. It says, I say to you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city. And just imagine what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah and all the little towns around. They got burnt to the ground.
Well, you're saying city, it means household.
And guess what? Yeah, these houses and that city, woe unto them. He's telling you, man, he ain't playing. If you receive not one of his kodeshim, if you mock, you scoff. Now, that's part of that tithe system that I wanted to tie into you guys. Just like you're going in, they're tithing apart. Giving is tithing. They want you to give all the time, but they don't ever want to give nothing back. They want you to bring it in to them, but where's it going? It's not going to where it needs to go. Because we know that the storehouse, which wasn't AKA the tabernacle, the tabernacle is the tabernacle. You don't defile it with nothing. This is the storehouse over here. You bring all your stuff here, like to the food bank. It's kind of like a food bank, what it was. But it had any commodity in it that you needed. It was there. He gave it freely to whoever needed it. That's his plan. And the others were sent up as a sacrifice to him. Do you see does it make any sense? Do you follow that now, Tim? I mean, does that make you see how the tithe system we have now is nothing like what he had it set up? It's not. It ain't the same.
Now it's just a bunch of money sitting up drawing interest.
I wish I had all the money that I'd given them.
That's
back.
all it is. That is all it is.
So on that 12 through 14, if I go, I'm supposed to salute the house before I know if I'm welcomed or not.
A salute's like a prayer. Like you ask, hey, Father, if I enter in, bless this. And if you can't feel his presence there, then you don't stay. You go on.
And you'll know.
You'll know. And I'm guilty of not doing that. I do that a lot, walk to somebody's house, not even think about this, but I'm going to try to make it more of a mental note. Because I know who's Kodeshim, like the people I work with, I know who's Kodeshim and who ain't. They ain't no Kodeshim at my work. No, I love them all, but ain't none of them Kodeshim.
Yeah.
I've tried to help them. I try to tell them, but none of them's Kodeshim. They're not set apart. They still want to do Christmas, Easter, all these pagan rituals. Halloween. They want to do all that mess. You can't do it. Even birthdays ain't supposed to be celebrated. Not even supposed to celebrate a birthday. Not to buy nor sell on the Sabbath. None of this stuff. And guess what? That was hard for me because the way I was brought up. But it wasn't my parents' fault because they was brought up the same way. And so it keeps on generation after generation. We got to break. See, these curses, it's a generational curse that's being broke. That's the good thing. Because he knows we all have free will. You can choose to do whatever you want to do. Look, I got saved when I was 7 years old, man, and so I'm good. Really? Are you? Do you still sin? Well, we're all sin and false. Yeah, but have you repented of that?
Look what Uncle Snack says. I was telling Mom yesterday, I know that you guys are Kodeshim.
Amen. We love you guys up there. We love everything about you. We love you joining.
We
thank
love
you.
all of
Everybody that's here.
that
We
are
love
here.
you guys, man, with a fierceness. We love y'all. But I'm just telling you, man, it's the way that we've been taught. We just have to unlearn everything. Because everything that we've been taught is a lie. I mean, when you got the man that walked on the moon saying they didn't really walk on the moon, come on. Neil Armstrong, the moon is, if you read Enoch, he tells you about the moon and the sun. See, it's all there. Why do you think they took it out of the Bible? They took out Jasher. They took out Jubilee. Why they take those out? Because it's damning to them.
This is, I don't know how you say this person's name, but they're asking, how do we explain Leviticus 25, 44 through 46
I'll have to look into
to our
that.
non-Christian brothers?
Leviticus, I have to go look at it. Drop in. I can't remember what Leviticus 25 is about because there's so much over there in
Okay, I'm gonna
Leviticus.
pull it up,
We
'cause it's
got
only-
somebody looking it up right now, but yeah,
It's only a couple verses.
Leviticus 25. Let me go look.
25, 44 through 46. That's just two verses.
Okay, let me see Leviticus.
25. I got it right here. Both your bondman and your bondmaid, which you shall have, shall be of the heathen that are around about you. Of them shall you buy bondman and bondmaid. Moreover, of the children of the strangers that sojourn among you, you shall buy of them and of their families that are with you, which they fathered in your land, and they shall be your possession. And you shall take them as an inheritance for your children after you, to inherit them as a possession. They shall be your bondmen forever. But over your brethren, the children of Yashriel, you shall not rule over one another with vigor.
That's I know where they're going with that, and it's not, wherever you think you're going with that, you're not a slave today. That's for the people back in those days that were actual possessed. I'm not possessed, but were owned, sold into slavery. Are we not sold into slavery right now to our jobs? We have to do this. I mean, you can be against the grain. Now, I'm going to go back and I'm going to study that a little bit more thoroughly, and I hope you come back next time so I can...
Julia asked you, do you keep all the commandments?
I keep them, every one of them, all 10. That's what you need to worry about. And eat right. Keep all 10. Come into that covenant. Follow those 10 commandments. That's where you want to start. That's where you got to get started. You got to be set apart. You can't live for this wicked world. We have to come out of this world. Yeah, no mixed fabric. See, look, we're just learning just like you, Julia. We're still here. We're still learning, trying to do our best.
There's over 145. Yeah, but you are to live by the 10.
You live by the 10. There's 613 commandments if you want to put a number to it. But you live by them 10. That's what I'm telling you. And you eat correctly. You eat clean. That's all. Those were statutes before the commandments even came about. It's back over there in Leviticus. I mean, over there in Genesis and in Jubilees, and they're everywhere. They're way before Moses came with the 10 Commandments. There were 613 of them. But guess what got nailed to the stake with Messiah? The sacrificial laws. You don't have to follow them anymore.
Right.
That's what you don't have to
Mercy
follow.
over sacrifice.
Mercy's over sacrifice.
We don't do Jesus himself.
We don't do Jesus. It's Yahusha.
Messiah.
That's
Yeah.
Rome. That's Rome's solstice demigod, winter solstice demigod that they created. Look up what that name means. Look up what it means. It's a Latin word. Look what it means. It don't mean it doesn't come from the Father, because he says, "I come in my Father's name," which his name is Yahuwah. So how do you get Jesus from Yahuwah? You don't.
Can't.
Oh, it's translated. No, Julia. If you go to China, you Julia. If you go to Japan, you're Julia. If you go to South Africa, you're Julia. It don't change. Remember, he says, "I am the same today, yesterday, today, and forever." Nothing changes.
And
If they were-
Acts 4:12 says, "I come in my Father's name." But he also says that no other name given amongst men that you can be saved by.
How many Jesuses or Jesuses
Yeah.
is running around in the
There's
Latin
a bunch
world?
of them.
Millions. How many Yahushas you know running around? None. Because he says there'll be another name. That's my name. That's what he says. It ain't rocket science. We love you, Julia.
I'm an atheist, so I don't know. Well, then what are you on here for?
Okay, Julia. Well, we'll pray for your soul. We still love you. I hope that Yahusha, I hope that you hit that brick wall and you'll see. That's what I pray for.
If they're here, it says every knee will bow.
It doesn't
and
matter whose
every
it is.
tongue will confess.
And every tongue. Can you imagine that? Billions of people. There's going to be a
Don't
few
waste
billion.
your time. Well, then why are you wasting ours?
Okay,
pray
stop.
for you.
Yeah, just quit answering. There's no sense. You can't fix dumb. You can't fix stupidity.
Yeah. It's-
You know, some people's
It's
got
rampant.
some people have the common sense that that Yahuwah gave to a fruit fly.
She'll remember this day.
Yes.
Yeah,
It'll
yeah.
be played
Anyways,
back.
we hope that everybody understands what the tithe system was about and how it's supposed to work. It's not done the way the church tells us it's done. You know, the last time I was in a Wicked Sun God Day church, the plate came around 8 times, and I looked over to my sister, the one that's still in the Wicked Sun. I said, "Man, this is a shakedown. I'm getting fleeced."
Speaking of
Man.
speaking of the sister that's in the Sun God Day Church, every time she's sick, she just had a neck surgery. Not this past Friday, but the Friday before.
Yeah.
She, what does she do? She texts me, "Will you pray for me?" Absolutely, I'll pray for you, but I'm not praying to the same person you're praying to.
Julia.
Just don't even pay it no mind.
Disrespectful and uneducated. No, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm telling you the truth that you just don't want to hear. That's all it is. You know, that's what the word says is going to happen. And see, and somebody that don't believe, I'm telling you that what it says.
8 people watching.
And
I
it's
said,
happening.
the word tells us that that'll be very small.
Exactly.
A remnant is a very
remnant, Julia.
small.
A very
Yes,
small.
and uneducated. That's why
right.
we're reading from this word.
That's why we tell
to
it.
educate ourselves.
You know, to
Thank
help people
you.
like you. I wish the best for you, but that's all I'm going to say. Have a blessed and wonderful day.
No, I'm gonna rebuke
just-
you in the
I'm-
name of Yahushua HaMashiach.
And
That's what I'm gonna do.
We still love you though.
Yes,
That ain't going to change.
we love you because
But
we're
anyway.
telling you the truth.
Well, we enjoy. If anybody's got an idea on what to do next week, just drop it in, and we'll try to do it. Anybody got an idea? Send it. Drop it in the box there. Uncle Snacks, you got one? Walking Tall, Jane, anybody? Drop it in the comments, and we'll do it next week.
We're still gonna do it.
I know.
Yeah. So just let us know. If not, I'll surprise you guys.
Uncle Snap, thank you guys so much. Love you
We
guys.
love y'all
we love
too,
y'all
brother.
too.
We do. All right, guys. Y'all have a blessed Sabbath. Relax and rest all day. We love y'all with a fierceness, and we just thank y'all for showing up and being here. Y'all have a blessed day. See you next week.